farther along, understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, live in the sunshine, we'll understand this all by and by. Tempted and tried, I wonder why the good man dies, bad man thrives, and Jesus cries 'cause he loves them both. We're all castaways in need of rope, hanging on by the last threads of our hope, in a house, a mirror full of smoke, confusing illusions I've seen. But where did I go wrong? I sang along to every chorus of the song that the devil wrote like a piper at the gate, leading my some men down to their fate. Some will courageously escape the seductive voice with the heart of faith, while walking the line back home. There's so much more to life than we've been told. It's full of beauty that will unfold and shine like you struck gold, my wayward son. The dead weight burden weighs a ton. I'll go down to the river and let it run, wash away all the things you've done. Forgiveness, alright. Farther along, know all about it. Farther along, understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, live in the sunshine, we'll understand this all by and by. Oh yeah. La 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 la. But still I get heart-pressed on every side, between the rock and the compromise, like truth in the pack of lies fighting for my soul. I got no place left to go, 'cause I got changed by what I've been shown. Smoke glory than the world has known, it keeps me rambling on and skipping like a cat loosed from his stall. I'm free to love once and for all, and even when I fall, I get back up through the joy that overflows my cup. Heaven filled me with more than enough, broke down my levees and my bluffs, let the flood wash me. And one day when the sky rolls back on us, some rejoice and the others fuss, 'cause every knee must bow and tongue confess the Son of God, he's forever blessed. His is the kingdom and we're the guests, so put your voice up to the test. Sing, Lord, come soon. Oh yeah. Farther along, know all about it. Farther along, understand why. So cheer up, my brothers, live in the sunshine, we'll understand this all by and by.
So disjointed.
It's totally fine.
So I'm just supposed to say, so I asked her out. welcome to our wedding. We're really glad you came.
It all happened one fine summer's day. I was on the piano with my good friend Victoria, and little did I know it was outside.
I was outside doing a team building exercise with my good friend Tyler, and we were hot and sweaty and tired.
My good friend Megan introduced us,
and I had a crush on her immediately.
So I thought he was a nice guy, but he was also on edge at the time, so I really just kind of was like, write it off, you know, he looks like a nice guy, but yeah, try not to think about it too much.
I thought about it a lot.
Aww. That's so sweet. That's so sweet. So Hans and I went on a few trips together, but I felt like it was kind of hard to get to know him.
Mostly because I was trying to avoid her while she was unavailable. But circumstances changed, and I moved back to the States, and then she moved back to the States, and we started messaging. Well, I messaged her.
And I became thoroughly confused because I thought maybe he liked me, and then I didn't know if he liked me, and I thought that he definitely didn't like me, and then I was so confused. So then he messaged me and asked me for my phone number, and I was like, wow. I was like, I kind of think I know what he's gonna ask me. Which the ironic thing is, my parents actually knew that I liked him a lot because 3 days before he asked me out, I told them, and that was a pretty big step, I would say, for me. So he called me, and I was on the way to Target, and I thought about recording the conversation, but sadly I didn't.
And so I poured my heart out to her.
You didn't really.
Huh? I felt like I did. So we thought and prayed about it for a month. Almost a month. I called a few days early, but it was practically a month.
Well, it didn't matter anyway because I was out of service because I was up in a cabin all by myself. Ready?
You were thinking and praying. I was just basically passing the time till I could call. I had thought and prayed for many months already.
We did have an awkward first meeting. Okay.
Yeah, I came to the door with flowers and just wordlessly shoved them in her face.
Right, and I felt like I snatched them up, thinking like, of course these are for me. And like, he didn't even say that, here's some flowers
I don't
for
think
you.
I said a word. I
was like, beautiful!
It got better after that.
Well, at least a day after that or so. I would say the evening was a little awkward, but but then one night he woke me up at like 1:30 in the morning. And I was like, what's going on? And he told me to go with him to his car or whatever, and he wanted to take me somewhere. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. You know, my hair's like, whatever. And I went out, and I was in his car, obviously, and we drove down his road, and then we got to a field lane. What? I changed my voice.
No, you don't change your voice. You're just adding a lot of funny little details. Like, I was in his car, obviously.
We can edit things out.
And we went down the road.
So then we ended up going back this little field lane, and I was like, where in the world are we going? And he parked in this little patch of woods, and I was like, okay, you know. So I just like, I'm sitting there, and he's like, okay, now wait in the car and don't go anywhere, don't look around, just stay right where you are. So I'm like laying there, and I'm like, I'm actually pretty tired. I almost fell asleep because it was like 15 minutes till we finally came back to the car. Here, he had been preparing something. He got me, and we walked up over this little ridge, and I saw off in the distance these like candles on this water or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. And we like walked around, and here there was a bunch of candles on a raft, and he had a blanket laid out and flowers, and he had it was roses actually. specifically, and that was important because it actually gave me a tip that there was something special about the evening because he had never given me roses before. And so I was like, and then so we paddled and paddled, or going out to the middle, and we started taking on a little water and realized that we had to get further apart from each other. So now we're at like basically the opposite ends of the rafts, paddling out to the middle. And I remembered, it occurred to me that he had lost a bet we had made, and he owed me a poem. He had to write me a poem. So I was like, fantastic time to tell me his poem. And
I promised that I'd tell her sometime that weekend.
yeah. And so I was like, hey, you want to tell me your poem? And he had actually written this poem to propose. And so he's like, yeah, this is a good time. And he's like a little bit nervous, kind of noticed. And he told me to stand up. And I was like, why would I have to stand up for? You know, I was kind of getting nervous and kind of being hinted on that something was going on. Made me stand up, and then he started singing his poem, and it was really sweet. And then he asked me to marry him, and we got down on one knee, of course, pulled out a ring, and I was like,
Yeah, we've been down here, so.
no. And so I said yes, of course, and that was that. We didn't know what to do after that because we were like, man, we've never planned a wedding before.
Now what? Yeah.
That's why, by the way, there might be some things about today that aren't completely. We've never planned a wedding before.
So we were engaged, but then she left for 10 months to work at a refugee camp in Thailand.
And the long
We saw
distance.
each other twice.
Yeah, the long distance. We saw each other twice in approximately. It was like a little less than 10 months, and so the long distance was pretty hard, but we are stronger because of it.
I guess.
Yeah, I would say we're stronger because of our long distance.
And that brings us to today.
Yeah.
So our reception is at the farm at Walnut Creek.
Extended family, when you get there, we have special seating for you. Otherwise, it's everyone can just sit wherever they want to sit. So when you guys get to the farm, just relax, play some games, and we'll be there shortly.
Okay.
The ushers will let you know when to be seated.